in the hushed cradle of ancient mountains, where misty veils of fog caress emerald slopes, tea begins its timeless, soothing journey. The plant known as Camellia sinensis whispers from the damp, fragrant borderlands of southwest China and northern Myanmar, where wild leaves, soft and velvety to the touch, first captured the gaze of early humans around 3000 BCE. Imagine the earthy scent of rain-soaked soil mingling with the fresh green aroma of these leaves as they were plucked under dappled sunlight filtering through dense canopies. This gentle evergreen with its tender foliage, glistening like dew-kissed jewels, was domesticated not for bold conquests but for subtle, warming healing that soothed weary bodies and minds. Legends steep slowly in the swirling fog of time, evoking the sharp, herbal tang of brewed leaves on the tongue. Picture Emperor Shang in 2737 BCE, reclining beneath a sprawling tree as delicate leaves drift lazily into his pot of bubbling water, releasing a subtle, invigorating steam that fills the air with a clean, revitalizing scent. He sips the unexpected brew, its mild bitterness dancing across his palate like a gentle awakening, revealing restorative powers that chase away fatigue and counter poisons with a warm, enveloping embrace. Such tales pass through generations like a meandering river over smooth stones, blend ethereal myth with the tangible origins of tea as a medicinal elixir amid Yunan's lush, verdant hills, where the rustle of leaves in the breeze invites quiet contemplation. Envision the first tentative harvests in hidden valleys, where fingers brush against cool, supple leaves that yield a faint, grassy perfume upon crushing. These ancient gatherings evoked sights of sun-dappled groves, alive with the soft hum of insects and the distant call of birds, fostering a deep connection to nature's rhythmic pulse. Tea's early essence, with its subtle flavors unfolding like petals in dawn light, promised clarity and calm, drawing people to its tranquil allure. Today, tea flows into over 2 billion cups daily, a global ritual of serenity that echoes those primordial mountain whispers. Feel the steam rising from a fresh pour, carrying hints of floral sweetness or woody depth that tantalize the nose and invite a moment of pause. Its leaves, descendants of those ancient wild strains, carry flavors sculpted by rich soils, golden sunlight, and careful human hands across vast continents, each sip a bridge to distant landscapes. In this expansive history, we delve not merely into timelines, but into the serene rituals and soft transformations that have woven tea into the fabric of relaxation, evoking the gentle unfurling of leaves in warm water. Picture the sensory tapestry of tea's birthplace, the cool mist on your skin, the vibrant green hues stretching across rolling terrains, and the faint herbal undertones lingering in the air like an unspoken invitation. Early foragers might have savored the raw chew of fresh leaves, their crisp texture yielding a burst of natural bitterness that sharpened the senses. As twilight descends over jagged peaks, the aroma of drying leaves wafts through ancient villages, a comforting prelude to evening repose. Sights of flickering firelight illuminate faces gathered around simple pots, where the first infusions release a golden hue that mirrors the setting sun. The taste, pure and unadorned, washes over the palate with a soothing warmth, banishing the day's toils and igniting dreams of enduring tranquility drawn from nature's verdant embrace. In the shadowy embrace of the Shang Dynasty, from 1766 to 1050 BCE, tea's roots delve deeper into Yunan's lush, mist-shrouded landscapes, where the air hangs heavy with the scent of fertile earth and blooming wildflowers. Archaeological echoes from ancient burial sites reveal preserved leaves nestled among artifacts, perhaps boiled into simple earthy tonics that warmed the spirit with a subtle herbal bitterness lingering on the palate. Imagine the flickering torchlight illuminating solemn rituals as participants inhaled the steam's gentle, invigorating aroma, evoking visions of eternal harmony with the natural world. Picture the hands of early gatherers reaching for glossy, dew-kissed leaves on steep, verdant slopes, their fingers brushing against a cool, supple texture that releases a faint, grassy perfume into the crisp mountain air. These leaves, steeped in hot water over open fires, produced a brew with a clean, revitalizing taste that chased away the chill of dawn, painting scenes of communal gatherings under vast starlit skies. The sensory ritual fostered a deep sense of peace, as the golden liquid reflected the warm hues of sunrise, inviting quiet reflection amid the rustle of wind-swept foliage. The Zhou dynasty, spanning 146 to 256 BCE, witnesses tea's gentle evolution from wild harvest to purposeful cultivation, amid landscapes alive with the vibrant greens of rolling hills and the distant murmur of flowing streams. Ancient texts like the Shijing poem Whisper of Tu, a bitter plant akin to tea, gathered from fog-laden mountain slopes for its invigorating essence that sharpened the mind with a tangy, awakening sip. Envisioned poets and farmers alike pausing in their labors, inhaling the fresh, leafy scent wafting from simple clay pots as the brew's warmth spread through their veins like a soothing river. Feel the texture of rough-hewn baskets filled with freshly plucked leaves, their edges curling slightly in the humid air, releasing a subtle vegetal aroma that mingled with the smoky notes of hearth fires. These gatherings evoked sights of communal villages nestled in valleys, where the first infusions yielded a pale amber liquid with a mild astringency that refreshed the palate and cleared the thoughts. The practice deepened tea's role in daily rhythms, transforming it into a quiet companion for moments of respite amid life's gentle ebb and flow. By the twilight of the Zhou era, tea's medicinal folklore spreads through whispered oral traditions, carried on the breeze like the faint, herbal mist rising from steeped leaves. Healers in the verdant Sichuan province begin boiling clusters of leaves to craft stimulating drinks, unadorned and pure, allowing the natural flavors to unfold with a soft, earthy depth that comforted the senses. Imagine the steam curling upward in soft spirals, filling modest huts with a calming fragrance that promised relief from ailments, evoking images of serene landscapes where mountains met the sky. Sense the warmth of sun-baked clay cups cradled in hands, as the first sips delivered a subtle bitterness balanced by an underlying sweetness, reminiscent of fresh rain on forest floors. These early preparations marked a tender shift from raw, chewy consumption to the artful infusion, where sights of bubbling pots over glowing embers stirred imaginations of healing elixirs drawn from nature's hidden bounties. Tea's presence in these times wove a tapestry of tranquility, its flavors and scents becoming synonymous with the soft, restorative whispers of ancient wisdom. In the expansive era of the Han Dynasty, from 26 BCE to 2020 CE, tea emerges into sharper historical focus amid vast landscapes dotted with golden fields and winding rivers that shimmer under the sun. Emperor Jing's grand mausoleum in Xi'an, with its earthen walls echoing ancient whispers, yields delicate traces of tea leaves through modern scientific scrutiny, confirming their inclusion in elite burials around the 2nd century BCE. Picture the solemn chambers filled with the faint preserved aroma of aged foliage, as these leaves were meticulously compressed into dense portable cakes, their surfaces textured like weathered bark, ready for journeys across the empire's silk-laden roads. Envision artisans pressing fresh, pliant leaves into solid forms over glowing embers, releasing a warm, woody scent that permeates the air like a comforting fog. These tea bricks, with their compact, earthy solidity, offered a taste of home in distant outposts, a simple boil yielding a brew with a robust, tannic depth that invigorated travelers amid the dust and heat of caravans. The sensory experience evoked visions of unity across sprawling territories where the golden infusion mirrored the warm hues of sunset, fostering moments of quiet respite in bustling marketplaces. Wang Bao's intriguing text, The Contract for a Youth, penned around 59 BCE, provides the earliest written glimpse of tea being boiled and savored at lively markets like Yuan, where vendors' calls mingled with the rising steam's herbal allure. This everyday preparation highlighted tea's blossoming role as a refreshing daily companion, its mild bitterness cutting through the sweetness of life like a cool breeze on a humid day. Imagine merchants pausing amid colorful stalls, inhaling the clean, revitalizing fragrance from steaming cups, as the liquid's warmth spread soothingly through their bodies. Feel the smooth curve of bamboo ladles dipping into pots, stirring leaves that unfurl slowly in the heat, releasing layers of grassy and nutty notes that dance on the palate with each thoughtful sip. In revered medical scrolls, the esteemed physician Hua Tuo extols the virtues of bitter Tu, praising its ability to sharpen wandering thoughts and alleviate bodily discomforts with a gentle, restorative embrace. These endorsements painted tea as a beacon of clarity, its flavors evoking the serene sights of mist-covered hills where the plant thrived in harmonious seclusion. During this pivotal dynasty, dedicated tea cultivation takes firm root on the sacred slopes of Ming Mountain near Chengdu, where cool mists blanket the terrain in a soft, ethereal veil. The inaugural harvest of 360 tender spring leaves becomes a cherished imperial tribute, symbolizing the plant's untainted purity and the emperor's divine connection to nature's bounty. Envision harvesters moving gracefully through rows of shrubs, their hands gently plucking vibrant green tips that exude a fresh, dewy perfume, destined for the opulent halls of power. Sense the anticipation in royal courts as these precious leaves are infused, producing a pale, luminous brew that captivates with its subtle sweetness and lingering aftertaste, reminiscent of spring rain on fertile soil. This Han period deeply embeds tea within the tapestry of southern Chinese existence, positioning it as a soothing ally rather than a mere commonplace drink. Its aromas and tastes, in the illustrious Tang Dynasty, spanning 600 LM national eminence, amid breathtaking vistas of terraced hillsides, bathed in golden sunlight and cloaked in drifting clouds. Buddhist monks and erudite scholars alike embrace its profoundly calming virtues, their robes whispering against stone paths as they propagate cultivation far beyond the verdant confines of Yuan. Tea transforms into a valuable taxed commodity, its revenues bolstering the empire's majestic architecture and silk-draped halls, all while offering a gentle haven of respite in the lively hum of emerging tea-houses, where the air thickens with the mingled scents of steam and conversation. Picture the serene rituals unfolding in monastic gardens, where hands clad in simple linen pluck tender leaves that release a fresh, floral perfume upon the slightest touch, evoking the crisp bite of mountain air. These gatherings foster a sensory symphony, the soft rustle of foliage underfoot, the vibrant emerald hues contrasting against gray stone walls, and the subtle warmth of brewed infusions cradled in porcelain cups. Tea's elevation during this era weaves it into the cultural fabric, its flavors unfolding like delicate petals in dawn's light, inviting moments of profound introspection amid the dynasty's artistic splendor. In this golden epoch, tea is artfully prepared as a savory aromatic broth, simmered with pungent onions, spicy ginger, or a pinch of salt that enhances its underlying earthy depth on the tongue. Travelers along the ancient Silk Road carry sturdy brick tea in saddlebags, sharing its comforting warmth around flickering campfires where the brew's steam rises in lazy curls, carrying hints of distant spices and wood smoke. The dynasty's far-reaching influence gently disseminates tea to neighboring realms like Korea, Japan, and Vietnam, much like autumn leaves borne on a soft wandering breeze. Envision caravans traversing arid deserts and snow-capped passes, the clink of tea bricks echoing against rocky cliffs, as merchants inhale the robust, fermented aroma that promises sustenance and vitality. Each sip delivers a layered taste, bitter yet soothing, with notes of hay and distant rain, painting vivid mental portraits of unity among diverse peoples gathered under starlit skies. This dissemination not only spreads the plant, but infuses distant cultures with tea's tranquil essence, its scents and sights becoming symbols of shared serenity. At the opulent court of Emperor Xuanzang, tea is revered as the froth of liquid jade, its creamy foam atop the brew captivating the eye with iridescent swirls, while the palate delights in a smooth, vegetal richness that lingers like a whispered secret. Detailed pharmacopoeias meticulously catalog its benefits, extolling how it quenches parched throats with a refreshing coolness and aids digestion through gentle, warming waves that ease the body. By the close of the Tang, tea's evocative terminology, words like steeping, leaves, and mountains, conjures images of misty peaks and quiet streams, embedding relaxation deeply within the collective consciousness of the realm. Feel the texture of finely ground leaves between fingertips, their powdery softness yielding to hot water in ornate vessels, releasing a cascade of green hues and herbal fragrances that fill imperial chambers with an aura of refined peace. These sensory experiences elevate tea beyond mere drink to a poetic elixir, where sights of frothy surfaces mirror the dynasty's artistic zenith, and tastes evoke the harmonious balance of nature's gifts. The Tang era thus steeps tea in enduring legacy, its aromas forever synonymous with the soft, restorative rhythms of ancient China. In the heart of the Tang dynasty's cultural renaissance, Lu Yu emerges in 733 CE as tea's most devoted chronicler, his life unfolding like a delicate leaf in a gentle stream amid mist-veiled monasteries and verdant hills. Orphaned young and nurtured by compassionate monks in a serene temple overlooking rippling lakes, he wanders fog-shrouded mountains with a keen eye, studying the plant's hidden secrets through the cool touch of dew-laden foliage and the earthy scent of soil turned by rain. Imagine his solitary journeys, where the vibrant greens of tea bushes contrast against gray stone paths, and the faint herbal whispers of crushed leaves fill the air, inspiring a profound reverence for nature's subtle artistry. Picture Lu Yu pausing at crystal-clear springs, dipping bamboo scoops into water that tastes of pure mountain freshness, its cool clarity enhancing the brew's vegetal notes that dance lightly on the tongue. His experiences reflect tea's serene, meandering path from untamed wild harvests and dense forests alive with bird calls to the refined appreciation in quiet pavilions where incense mingles with steaming aromas. This wandering scholar's bond with tea evokes sensory visions of harmony as sunlight filters through canopies, casting dappled patterns on leaves that promise tranquility in every unfurling. Around 760 CE, Lu Yu meticulously inscribes the Classic of Tea, or Cha Jing, a masterful tome that details the intricate arts of cultivation, processing, and tasting, its pages infused with the imagined scent of ink and dried herbs. He enumerates 24 essential utensils for preparation, each chosen for its role in preserving the water's purity and the fire's controlled warmth, evoking sights of polished bronze kettles gleaming under soft lantern light. This seminal work elevates tea from a simple beverage to a profound art form, its words painting vivid tableaus of mindful rituals that inspire countless generations to savor the subtle interplay of flavors and fragrances. Envision the reader tracing Lu Yu's descriptions with fingers, as if feeling the smooth porcelain of teacups that cradle infusions with a golden hue, releasing layers of grassy sweetness and faint bitterness that linger like echoes in a quiet valley. His guidance transforms everyday acts into meditations, where the steam's curling tendrils carry hints of floral undertones, fostering an atmosphere of calm introspection amid bustling Tang society. Through Cha Jing, tea's essence becomes a canvas for sensory exploration, blending tastes, smells, and sights into an enduring legacy of elegance. Lu Yu passionately advocates for spring water, drawn from pristine mountain streams, its crisp, mineral-kissed taste, ideal for unlocking the leaves' full spectrum of aromas, reminiscent of wildflowers blooming after a gentle shower. He classifies teas by the meticulous quality of their leaves, urging practitioners to approach each step with unwavering mindfulness, from the soft rustle of sorting dried foliage to the visual delight of frothy surfaces in whisk bowls. His philosophy steeps tea in deeper meaning, making every preparation a poetic dialogue with nature's gentle, restorative offerings. Feel the warmth of a charcoal fire under a cauldron as Lu Yu's teachings guide the infusion process, yielding a brew that captivates with its translucent jade color and a balanced palette of nutty depths and herbal highs. These sensory details, woven into his writings, evoke imaginary landscapes of terraced plantations where morning mists rise, blanketing the world in a hush that mirrors the inner peace tea bestows. Lu Yu's enduring influence thus immortalizes tea as a vessel for philosophical serenity, its flavors forever tied to the soft, imaginative whispers of ancient wisdom. In the refined splendor of the Song dynasty from 960 to 179 CE, tea undergoes a transformative elegance, with powdered forms emerging like fine jade dust amid imperial gardens where cherry blossoms drift on soft breezes. Leaves are meticulously steamed, dried and ground into vibrant green powders that precursor modern matcha, their texture silky smooth between fingers, releasing a fresh grassy aroma that evokes dew-kissed meadows at dawn. These powders are whisked vigorously into frothy elixirs during lavish imperial tea contests, where the brew's creamy foam captivates the eye with swirling patterns, and the palate delights in a rich umami depth, balanced by subtle bitterness. Picture courtiers in silk robes gathering in ornate pavilions, the air thick with the invigorating scent of heated water mingling with powdered leaves, as bamboo whisks create rhythmic whispers against ceramic bowls. The sensory spectacle includes sights of emerald froth rising like mist over mountain peaks, inviting sips that unfold layers of vegetal sweetness and earthy undertones on the tongue. This era positions tea as an emblem of sophisticated grace in courtly circles, where each preparation becomes a performance, blending visual artistry with tantalizing flavors. The bustling tea and horse trade thrives along rugged frontier paths, where sturdy bricks of compressed tea are exchanged for majestic Tibetan steeds, essential for the empire's defense, their earthy solidity echoing the clop of hooves on stone. Caravans wind through snow-dusted passes and verdant valleys, the bundles emitting a fermented, woody perfume that cuts through the crisp, high-altitude air. Envision merchants boiling these bricks over crackling fires, producing a hearty brew with a robust, tannic bite that warms chilled bones and paints mental vistas of diplomatic bonds forged in remote wilderness. Feel the weight of tea bricks in calloused hands, their rough surfaces textured like ancient bark as they are crumbled into pots, yielding infusions with deep amber hues and lingering notes of smoke and hay. This trade not only sustains military might but infuses tea's narrative with layers of cultural exchange, where tastes evoke the vastness of steppes and the serenity of monastic retreats. The practice adds profound depth to tea's soothing legacy, its aromas becoming symbols of resilience and connection across diverse terrains. Song Dynasty tea houses blossom as vibrant social hubs, alive with the murmur of poetry recitations and the clatter of dice games, where loose-leaf varieties begin to gain favor over powders, their unfurled forms releasing delicate floral scents into steamy interiors. Innovations in steaming techniques preserve the leaves' pristine vibrancy, resulting in brews that shimmer with pale green clarity and offer a clean, refreshing sip reminiscent of spring rain on tender shoots. Imagine patrons leaning over lacquered tables, inhaling the subtle herbaceous vapors that foster camaraderie and quiet inspiration amid the dynasty's intellectual fervor. Sense the gentle warmth of teacups cradled in palms, as infusions deliver a harmonious blend of sweetness and astringency, evoking imaginary landscapes of mist-shrouded plantations where harvesters move like shadows at twilight. By the dynasty's poignant conclusion, tea's cultural profundity rivals the complexity of its brews, with sights, smells, and tastes intertwining to create an enduring tapestry of elegance and tranquility. The Song era thus cements tea's place in history, its sensory allure whispering tales of innovation and communal harmony. In the transitional Yuan dynasty from 1279 to 1368 CE, Mongol conquests infused tea traditions with bold nomadic influences amid vast steppes where winds carry the scent of wild grasses and distant campfires. Roasting and crumbling leaves supplant some of the earlier powdered methods, their charred edges releasing a smoky, robust aroma that mingles with the earthy tang of fermented dairy additions. Picture khans and scholars alike savoring hearty brews in felt-lined yurts, where the brew's deep amber color reflects flickering torchlight and each sip delivers a warming fusion of bitterness and creamy smoothness on the palate. Envision herders crumbling dense tea bricks over boiling pots, the fragments unfurling slowly to yield infusions with layered notes of toasted nuts and subtle sweetness, evoking the vast horizons of rolling plains under endless blue skies. These adaptations cater to nomadic palates, incorporating rich milk or curd that tempers the tea's astringency into a velvety embrace, fostering sensory memories of communal warmth amid the chill of high plateaus. The Yuan era thus blends cultural threads, positioning tea as a versatile staple that bridges conquered lands with its comforting flavors and scents. The Ming Dynasty, spanning 1368 to 1644 CE, heralds a preference for loose-leaf steeping over compacted bricks, amid imperial gardens bursting with the vibrant hues of blooming peonies and the gentle rustle of bamboo groves. In 1391, Emperor Hongwu issues a decree favoring this shift, promoting techniques like pan-firing and sun-drying that preserve the leaves' natural vibrancy, resulting in aromas of fresh hay and floral undertones wafting through sunlit courtyards. Imagine artisans tending to woks over controlled flames, the sizzle releasing a clean, grassy perfume that captivates the senses and promises purity in every cup. Feel the delicate texture of loose leaves between fingers, their curled forms expanding gracefully in hot water to produce brews with translucent golden clarity and a balanced palate of mild bitterness and lingering sweetness. This innovation allows for nuanced appreciations, where sights of steam rising in elegant spirals enhance the ritual, painting mental vistas of serene mountain terraces where the plant thrives in harmonious seclusion. The Ming period refines tea's artistry, embedding it deeper into daily life with sensory experiences that evoke tranquility and refinement. During this dynasty, black tea evolves through full oxidation processes, its leaves darkening to rich mahogany shades that emit a malty caramel-like fragrance, when infused, delighting the nose with hints of autumn orchards. Yellow tea arises serendipitously from extended steaming, yielding a mellow, straw-colored liquor with subtle chestnut notes that glide smoothly across the tongue. Envision tea masters experimenting in shaded workshops, where the air hums with the soft sounds of rolling leaves, fostering creations that expand tea's flavorful spectrum. Sense the allure of oolong teas emerging via partial fermentation, their twisted forms unfurling to reveal complex layers of orchid scents and peachy tastes, reminiscent of sun-warmed fruits in misty valleys. Legends whisper of rare harvests from remote peaks, including tales of agile monkeys plucking the finest tips, evoking imaginative scenes of wild cliffs shrouded in clouds. The Ming Dynasty solidifies tea's potential for global allure through these refined methods, its aromas and visuals forever tied to the era's legacy of innovation and serene appreciation. Tea's gentle arrival in Japan unfolds in the early 9th century, carried by devoted monks Saiko and Kukai across shimmering seas from Tang, China, amid visions of cherry blossoms scattering like pink snow on tranquil temple grounds. Seeds are tenderly planted near Kyoto's sacred sites, birthing the renowned fields of Uji, where mist-cloaked hillsides glisten with dew and the air hums with the fresh vegetal scent of young shoots emerging under soft spring sunlight. Emperor Saga graciously encourages this cultivation in 8115 CE, weaving tea into the fabric of palace rituals, where porcelain cups cradle infusions with a pale green hue, their subtle bitterness evoking the crisp bite of mountain breezes. Picture monastic gardens alive with the rustle of silk robes and the distant chime of bells, as hands pluck tender leaves that release a clean, grassy aroma upon harvest, painting scenes of harmonious labor amid bamboo groves swaying in the wind. These early plantings foster sensory rituals, the vibrant emerald of unfurled foliage contrasting against gray stone lanterns, and the warm steam rising from bowls carrying hints of seaweed and fresh hay. Tea's integration into Japanese courtly life transforms it into a symbol of refined serenity, each sip a meditative pause in the rhythm of imperial days. By the 12th century, the revered Zen monk Aizai returns from China bearing precious matcha seeds, his journeys evoking the salty tang of ocean voyages and the earthy depth of foreign soils. In 1211, he composes Kissa Yojoki, a treatise extolling tea's healthful virtues for enhancing focus and vitality, its pages infused with the imagined fragrance of ink blended with herbal essences. Aizai champions tea among disciplined samurai, where the powdered brew's frothy texture delights the palate with intense umami waves, reminiscent of shaded forests after rain. Envision warriors in armor pausing for respite, inhaling the invigorating steam from whisked matcha that fills dojo halls with a vibrant green mist, fostering mental clarity amid the metallic scent of polished blades. This advocacy spreads tea's calming influence, its tastes evoking imaginary landscapes of mist-shrouded peaks where purity reigns. Izai's legacy establishes green tea as a cornerstone of Japanese wellness, blending sensory indulgence with spiritual depth. Centuries later, in 1738, innovative tea master Soen Nagatani perfects sencha through steaming methods that lock in the leaves' vivid vibrancy, resulting in infusions with a crystal-clear liquor and refreshing, brothy notes that dance on the tongue like cool stream water. Gyakuro follows in 1835, cultivated under shade to intensify its profound umami, the leaves' deep green sheen emitting a sweet oceanic aroma when steeped. Imagine farmers erecting bamboo screens over fields, creating dappled shadows that enhance the tea's complexity, evoking the hush of twilight groves. Feel the silky unfurling of Yokuro leaves in hot water, yielding a brew with jewel-like clarity and flavors of spinach and subtle sweetness, painting mental portraits of serene Uji valleys where rivers murmur softly. Japan's tea evolution honors timeless simplicity, from the meticulous harvest on sun-dappled mountains to the mindful sip in quiet alcoves, its scents and sights forever tied to the pursuit of inner peace. The Japanese tea ceremony, known as Chanoyu, gracefully evolves from ancient Chinese influences during the 15th century, amid tranquil gardens where stone lanterns cast soft glows and koi ponds ripple with gentle whispers. Murata Shuko, a visionary tea master around 1422, introduces profound Zen principles to the practice, emphasizing humility and simplicity in every gesture, as participants inhale the fresh, earthy scent of tatami mats mingled with the subtle aroma of heated water. Imagine entering a modest tea house through a low doorway, the act symbolizing the shedding of worldly status, while the air hums with anticipation of the brew's vegetal notes unfolding like mist over sacred mountains. Picture the host meticulously arranging utensils on a lacquered tray, their polished surfaces reflecting flickering candlelight, evoking a sense of timeless ritual amid the hush of bamboo groves swaying outside. Each movement is deliberate, fostering sensory harmony, the cool touch of ceramic bowls, the vibrant green of powdered matcha against white foam, and the first sip delivering a creamy umami that lingers on the palate with hints of sweetness. Shuko's innovations transform tea into a meditative art where sights and scents blend to create an oasis of calm in the midst of feudal Japan's dynamic era. Taikanoju, Shuko's devoted successor, further refines the ceremony by embracing the philosophy of Ichigo Ichie, cherishing each unique gathering as an unrepeatable moment, much like cherry blossoms drifting on a spring breeze. His teachings encourage guests to savor the subtle textures of rustic wares, feeling the irregular glaze of shawan bowls that evoke the imperfections of nature's beauty. Envision the group seated in seiza, inhaling the invigorating steam rising from whisk tea, its frothy surface captivating the eye, while the taste balances bitterness with underlying floral depths. Feel the warmth of shared silence broken only by the soft clink of utensils, as Ju's principles weave emotional connections through sensory details. The faint rustle of kimono silk, the golden hue of sunlight filtering through shoji screens, and the lingering aftertaste of tranquility. This evolution deepens Chanoyu's essence, turning each session into a profound reflection on life's fleeting grace, with aromas evoking distant pine forests and quiet streams. Ju's legacy infuses the ceremony with heartfelt appreciation, making tea a vessel for ephemeral bonds. Sen no Rikyu, born in 1522 and ascending to mastery until 1591, crystallizes the ceremony's core tenets of harmony, respect, purity, and tranquility. His austere vision, shaping tea houses as humble retreats, nestled in lush gardens alive with the scent of moss and blooming camellias. He designs these spaces with minimalistic elegance, using natural materials that evoke the touch of weathered wood and the visual simplicity of unadorned walls. Imagine the ritual unfolding, the host purifying tools with graceful motions, releasing a clean ritualistic fragrance that prepares the senses for the matcha's intense, grassy embrace. Sense the profound stillness as guests receive the bowl, turning it thrice before sipping, the brew's smooth foam yielding to a complex palette of nutty undertones and subtle astringency, painting mental vistas of serene Zen temples at dawn. Rikyu's influence endures in modern Chanoyu, where variations like senchado incorporate loose leaves, steeped to perfection, their pale infusions offering refreshing clarity, reminiscent of cool mountain springs. Japan's tea ceremony thus remains a timeless meditation, its sensory tapestry, forever echoing the gentle flow of life from verdant leaf to cherished cup. Tea arrives softly in Korea around 661 CE during the unified Silla period, introduced through Buddhist monks returning from Tang, China, bearing seeds that take root in temple gardens where the air carries the faint, floral scent of wild azaleas and pine needles. These early plantings flourish on misty hillsides near Seoul, with leaves plucked under the gentle light of autumn sunsets, their fresh, green aroma mingling with the earthy dampness of moss-covered stones. Imagine serene monasteries alive with the rustle of robes and the distant toll of bells, as the brew's pale infusion offers a subtle bitterness that soothes the spirit amid ritual offerings. During the Goryeo dynasty from 9118 to 1392 CE, tea becomes integral to Buddhist temples and ancestral ceremonies, where compressed cakes are boiled into a rich amber liquor that releases warm, woody notes evoking the scent of aged cedar in quiet halls. Envision monks in candlelit chambers, inhaling the steam's herbal depth while the golden hue reflects on polished wooden tables, fostering a sense of timeless reverence. These practices elevate tea as a bridge to the divine, its flavors unfolding like the slow unfurling of lotus petals in still ponds. In the Joseon dynasty from 1392 to 1910 CE, tea is formalized for the aristocracy according to Confucian ideals, with elegant tea houses nestled in palace courtyards, where the air hums with the soft chime of porcelain and the rustle of silk handbook. Loose-leaf greens like jaxiol, harvested from tender spring tips, yield infusions with a delicate, vegetal freshness that dances lightly on the palate, reminiscent of cool mountain streams after rain. Picture scholars gathering in shaded pavilions, savoring the brew's clarity and subtle sweetness. As it becomes a symbol of refined harmony, feel the cool touch of celadon teacups, their jade-like glaze cradling the brew's pale green liquor, while the aroma wafts upward with hints of fresh grass and faint floral undertones that invite quiet contemplation. Commoners gradually adopt tea later in the era, brewing simple infusions that warm hands and hearts during long winters, blending influences from China and Japan into uniquely Korean styles. This democratization adds layers of everyday serenity, where scents evoke the gentle rhythms of rural life amid rolling hills. Today, Korean tea culture embraces a diverse array of infusions, from classic greens to herbal blends like chrysanthemum or persimmon leaf, their steamy fragrances filling modern tea houses with comforting warmth. These varieties complement the classics, offering tastes that range from crisp and invigorating to mellow and honeyed, evoking the changing seasons of Korea's landscapes, from blooming spring orchards to autumn's golden foliage. The sensory experience remains rooted in balance, where sights of delicate leaves steeping slowly mirror the nation's enduring appreciation for subtlety. Sense the peaceful hush of a traditional Korean tea ceremony, with the soft clink of utensils and the visual delight of steam curling like morning mist over verdant fields. Teas such as these carry forward centuries of tradition, their aromas and flavors painting vivid portraits of mountain harvests and communal repose. Korea's tea history thus whispers of resilience and harmony, forever tied to the soft, restorative embrace of nature's gentle gifts. By the dawn of 2000 CE, tea's resilient journey reaches the high plateaus of Tibet via the ancient Silk Road caravans, where hardy merchants traverse snow-capped peaks amid biting winds that carry the sharp scent of pine and distant yak herds. Compressed bricks of tea, dense and earthy to the touch, are boiled in iron pots over crackling fires, releasing a robust fermented aroma that mingles with the smoky haze of campfires. Imagine nomads huddled in woolen tents, savoring the brew's deep amber hue as it warms chilled hands, its initial bitterness giving way to a soothing depth that sustains through harsh, unforgiving altitudes. Picture the ritual of churning yak butter into the boiling tea with salt, creating a creamy, frothy elixir that coats the palate with a rich, savory tang reminiscent of nutty broth and high mountain herbs. This butter tea, known as chasuima, becomes essential for pilgrims and herders alike, its steaming vapors rising like mist over glacial valleys, evoking visions of resilience amid vast, rugged landscapes dotted with prayer flags fluttering in the breeze. The sensory blend fosters endurance, where the golden liquid's warmth penetrates deep, chasing away the icy grip of elevation and fatigue. In the 13th century, Mongolia adopts similar hardy practices under the expansive Yuan influence, where steppe warriors boil tea bricks in cauldrons infused with fresh milk or tangy curd, yielding a velvety brew with layers of creamy sweetness and underlying astringency. Envision vast grasslands under endless skies, the air filled with the comforting fragrance of simmering leaves, blended with dairy as riders pause by riverside fires to sip from wooden bowls. These adaptations paint pictures of nomadic vitality, the tea's robust flavors mirroring the untamed beauty of rolling plains and starlit nights. Feel the coarse texture of tea bricks crumbled by calloused fingers, unfurling in hot water to produce infusions that shimmer with milky opalescence and deliver a harmonious balance of bitter earthiness and smooth richness on the tongue. Legends in these regions whisper of tea as a divine gift from sacred mountains, its invigorating essence vital for sharpening senses during long treks across arid dunes. This cultural infusion ties tea to survival and spirituality, its scents evoking the wild freedom of open horizons and communal fireside tales. Modern variations in Tibet and Mongolia preserve this traditional style, with butter or milk enhancing the brew's nourishing qualities, creating a sensory experience of warmth that envelops like a thick blanket against the chill. Imagine contemporary gatherings in colorful gurs, where the steam carries hints of salted herbs and fermented depth, fostering bonds over cups that reflect the flickering light of modern lanterns. These enduring practices contrast sharply with lighter Asian infusions, highlighting tea's adaptability across diverse climates and customs. Sense the profound comfort in each sip, as the brew's hearty body and lingering aftertaste of smoke and cream paint mental portraits of ancient caravans and resilient peoples united by nature's enduring elixir. Tibet and Mongolia thus steep tea in tales of fortitude, its aromas and tastes forever woven into the fabric of Highland life and quiet perseverance. The plant's presence here whispers of timeless journeys, from misty origins to the bold embraces of distant cultures. By the 12th century, tea subtly integrates into the diverse tapestry of Indian society. Though indigenous wild plants in Assam's dense jungles predate formal cultivation, their broad leaves rustling amid the humid air, thick with the scent of orchids and monsoon rains. British explorers stumble upon the native Camellia sinensis var. Assamica in 1823, igniting a spark of colonial ambition in misty highlands, where dew clings to vibrant green foliage like scattered diamonds. Robert Bruce observes the Singpho tribe skillfully brewing from these local leaves, the steam rising with an earthy, malty aroma that mingles with the smoky haze of village fires, evoking the untamed wilderness of northeastern frontiers. Picture tribal elders gathering around clay pots, their hands stained with the rich soil of ancient groves, as infusions yield a robust amber liquor with a bold astringency that bites the tongue like the spice of wild peppers. These native practices foster sensory connections to the land. The vibrant hues of sun-dappled canopies, the cool touch of broad leaves plucked at dawn, and the lingering aftertaste of fermented depth reminiscent of tropical fruits. The discovery shifts India's tea narrative from quiet consumption to burgeoning production, blending indigenous wisdom with imperial designs. By 1839, vast plantations in Assam begin yielding black tea through adapted Chinese processing techniques, amid sprawling estates where the air hums with the rhythmic pluck of harvesters and the fresh, grassy perfume of newly rolled leaves. Darjeeling's iconic gardens emerge in the 1840s, seeded with plants smuggled by the intrepid botanist Robert Fortune from China's forbidden interiors, their tender shoots thriving in cool, fog-shrouded hills that evoke the scent of pine and distant snow. Envision misty mornings on terraced slopes, where the golden sunlight filters through clouds, illuminating rows of bushes that release a delicate floral fragrance upon harvest. Feel the crisp snap of young buds between fingers, unfurling in oxidation chambers to produce brews with muscatel notes that dance on the palate like sweet grapes kissed by high-altitude breezes. This expansion transforms India's northeastern belt into a tea powerhouse, from the robust, malty profiles of Assam to Darjeeling's refined, champagne-like effervescence, painting vivid landscapes of colonial ambition and natural bounty. The era marks a pivotal turn, where aromas and tastes become emblems of global trade and cultural fusion. In the Kangra Valley, green teas are crafted for export to Central Asia, their leaves pan-fired to preserve a vibrant emerald sheen and subtle chestnut flavors that evoke the crunch of fresh nuts underfoot in Himalayan forests. Sikkim's high-elevation plots follow suit, yielding infusions with a clean, brisk bite and hints of wildflowers, as if sipping the essence of alpine meadows dotted with rhododendrons. Imagine traders caravanning these teas across rugged passes, the bundles emitting a fresh herbaceous scent that sustains journeys through arid deserts and bustling bazaars. Since the evolution of chai in Indian homes, where black tea simmers with cardamom, ginger and milk, creating a creamy, spiced elixir whose warm vapors fill kitchens with comforting sweetness and peppery heat. India's transformation from consumer to leading producer weaves tea into daily rituals, its sensory palette from misty hill harvest to steaming street vendors, capturing the nation's vibrant diversity. This chapter in tea's history whispers of adaptation and growth, forever steeping the subcontinent in layers of aromatic legacy. In the mid-16th century, Portuguese priests and explorers first encountered tea's enigmatic allure in the bustling ports of Ming China around 1557, amid vibrant markets where the air pulses with the spicy tang of ginger and the salty breeze from jade-green seas. Accounts by Gaspar de Cruz describe the delicate leaves, steeped into a warm amber infusion that releases a subtle herbaceous aroma, evoking the mist-shrouded hills of distant plantations. Imagine these adventurers, clad in heavy woolen robes, savoring their first sips in shaded courtyards, the brew's mild bitterness dancing on the tongue like a whisper of exotic lands unexplored. Picture the priests documenting their discoveries in leather-bound journals, the ink mingling with faint stains from spilled tea, as they note the restorative warmth that spreads through weary bodies after long voyages. Giovanni Battista Ramusio, an Italian scholar, references Kai Katai in his 1555 writings, painting vivid scenes of Chinese rituals where porcelain cups cradle the golden liquid, its steam curling with hints of floral sweetness. These early European glimpses blend curiosity with wonder, the sensory details of smooth textures and earthy depths igniting imaginations across the continent. Dedicated missionaries carry this knowledge back to Europe, intrigued by the leaves' ability to invigorate the spirit amid the chill of Atlantic crossings, where the brew's comforting heat contrasts the ocean's briny spray. Dutch traders pioneer the import of green tea to Amsterdam in 1610, transforming it into a fashionable indulgence among the elite, sipped from delicate tulip-shaped glasses in opulent drawing rooms filled with the scent of polished wood and fresh linens. France records its arrival in 1636, with apothecaries in Paris dispensing the dried foliage as a medicinal curiosity, its grassy perfume wafting through herb-laden shops. Envision German physicians by 1657 prescribing tea in dimly lit studies, where the infusion's pale hue glows under candlelight, offering a clean, revitalizing taste that cuts through the heaviness of hearty meals. Russia's Tsar Michael receives tea as a diplomatic gift in 1618, with regular caravans establishing supply by 1689, traversing snowy steppes where the brick's fermented aroma mixes with the crisp bite of frost. These initial imports evoke a tapestry of luxury and novelty, with each nation's adaptation adding unique sensory layers to tea's global narrative. Feel the anticipation in European courts as servants prepare the exotic leaves, the water's gentle boil releasing vapors that carry subtle notes of hay and distant mountains, fostering an aura of sophistication. The brew's versatility shines in varied preparations from plain infusions, highlighting vegetal purity, to blends with local herbs, enhancing floral complexities, painting mental portraits of cultural fusion. Tea's tentative foothold in the West sparks a wave of intrigue, its aromas becoming synonymous with tales of adventure and Eastern mystique. Sense the gradual shift as tea transitions from rare apothecary item to household staple, its warm embrace in cold climates evoking the comfort of hearth fires and shared stories. These pioneering encounters lay the foundation for tea's continental spread, where sights of steaming pots and tastes of gentle bitterness forever link Old World elegance with New World discoveries. The era whispers of beginnings, steeping Europe in the soft, imaginative allure of a beverage born from ancient leaves. In the nascent days of Britain's tea affair, the exotic brew makes its debut in 1658 through intriguing advertisements for cha in bustling London coffeehouses, where the air thrums with the clatter of dice and the smoky haze of tobacco pipes. Thomas Garway, a pioneering merchant, promotes this China drink as a panacea for ailments, its dried leaves emitting a faint grassy perfume when unpacked from wooden crates fresh off East India Company ships. Imagine patrons in dimly lit establishments, their faces illuminated by flickering candles, as they inhale the steam's herbal allure rising from pewter mugs, the first sips delivering a subtle bitterness that awakens the senses amid the din of conversation. Picture the elite sipping from delicate porcelain imported from afar, the cup's smooth rims meeting lips to reveal infusions with a clean vegetal depth reminiscent of distant misty gardens. Garway's claims highlight tea's virtues for digestion and vitality, evoking visions of restored vigor in the fog-laden streets of Restoration England. This introduction sparks curiosity among the gentry, where the brew's warm embrace contrasts the chill of damp winters, fostering an aura of sophistication and exotic novelty. By the 1660s, tea gains royal endorsement when Catherine of Braganza, the Portuguese queen consort to Charles II, brings her cherished habit to court amid opulent banquets where silver teapots gleam under crystal chandeliers. Her influence popularizes afternoon tea among nobility, with leaves steeped to produce a golden liquor that carries hints of floral sweetness and earthy undertones, delighting the palate like a secret from overseas realms. Envision lavish gatherings in Whitehall Palace, the air scented with the mingling fragrances of brewed tea and blooming roses from manicured gardens. Feel the ritualistic pour from ornate vessels, the steam curling elegantly to release aromas that evoke sun-drenched plantations and salty sea voyages. Catherine's Portuguese roots infuse the custom with continental flair, turning tea into a symbol of marital alliance and cultural exchange. This royal patronage accelerates tea's ascent in British society, its tastes weaving threads of empire and elegance into daily life. As consumption surges, the British East India Company monopolizes imports by the late 17th century, shipping vast quantities of green and later black teas from Chinese ports, their holds filled with the rustic scent of compressed chests stacked like treasures. Smuggling thrives to evade high taxes, with illicit brews offering the same invigorating sip in hidden coves along foggy coasts. Imagine merchants haggling in shadowy warehouses, the leaves' dry rustle promising warmth and wakefulness to a nation awakening to its allure. Sense the transformation as black tea overtakes green in popularity by the 1720s, its fully oxidized leaves yielding robust, malty flavors that pair seamlessly with milk and sugar, creating a creamy harmony on the tongue. Tea houses proliferate in cities, becoming hubs for intellectual discourse, where the clink of spoons stirs infusions, glowing amber in the afternoon light. Britain's tea culture thus blossoms, forever steeping the Isles in sensory rituals born from global winds. As tea's popularity surges in 18th century Britain, smuggling and taxation ignite tensions across the Atlantic, amid colonial harbors where the salty sea air mingles with the earthy scent of unloaded crates from distant East India ships. The British impose heavy duties on tea imports to the American colonies, prompting illicit trade routes that deliver the leaves' familiar grassy aroma to defiant households in Boston and Philadelphia. Imagine merchants in fog-shrouded docks, their lanterns casting golden glows on bundles that promise the comforting warmth of steeped infusions, evoking the vast oceans traversed for each precious sip. Picture colonists gathering in taverns with wooden beams creaking underfoot, inhaling the steam from contraband brews that carry hints of floral sweetness and subtle bitterness, fostering spirited debates over liberty and commerce. These sensory rituals become symbols of resistance, the brew's amber hue reflecting the flickering firelight as whispers of rebellion brew alongside the leaves. Tea's role in the colonies transforms from daily comfort to political flashpoint, its flavors intertwined with the emerging taste of independence. The infamous Boston Tea Party erupts on December 16, 1773, when Sons of Liberty disguised as Mohawk warriors board ships in the harbor under a moonlit sky, the crisp winter air sharp with the tang of salt water and anticipation. They hurl chests of tea into the churning waves, the splintering wood, releasing a massive cloud of dried leaves that darkens the water and fills the night with a pervasive herbal perfume. Envision the chaotic scene, the thud of axes on locks, the splash of cargo sinking below, and the lingering scent of ruined foliage symbolizing defiance against imperial overreach. Feel the adrenaline in the air as participants scatter into shadowy streets, the taste of victory bittersweet like the discarded brew that now taints the harbor's brine. This act of protest, steeped in symbolism, accelerates the path to revolution, painting vivid portraits of colonial resolve amid the sensory tumult of destruction and determination. The event forever etches tea into American history, its aromas evoking the bold flavors of emerging nationhood. In the aftermath, tea consumption in the young United States shifts toward coffee and herbal alternatives, but the leaf's allure persists in southern plantations where experimental cultivations yield brews with a mild regional twist reminiscent of sun-baked soils. By the 19th century, imports resume, blending black teas with local innovations like iced infusions that cool the palate with refreshing clarity and hints of citrus in sweltering summers. Imagine porch gatherings under magnolia trees, the clink of ice in glasses releasing chilled vapors that carry subtle sweetness and earthy depth. Sense the evolution as tea bags revolutionized preparation in the early 20th century, their porous packets unfurling flavors effortlessly, evoking the convenience of modern life amid bustling kitchens. America's tea narrative thus adapts, from revolutionary symbol to everyday refreshment, its sensory palette painting a mosaic of cultural shifts and enduring appeal. This transatlantic journey steeps tea in tales of conflict and adaptation, forever flavoring the global cup with notes of resilience. As the 19th century unfolds, the British East India Company's monopoly crumbles in 1833, sparking a fervent race for faster tea transport amid bustling Chinese ports where the salty harbor air blends with the robust, malty scent of freshly loaded black tea chests. Clipper ships, sleek and swift like arrows across foaming waves, revolutionize the journey from Shanghai to London, their sails billowing under starry skies as crews inhale the invigorating ocean spray mingled with hints of fermented leaves seeping from the holds. Imagine the thrill of the Great Tea Race of 1866, where vessels like the Taping and Ariel dash through tempests, arriving within hours of each other, their cargoes promising fresher infusions with deeper caramel-like flavors that captivate eager markets. Picture dock workers in foggy London unloading the precious cargo, the wooden crates creaking open to release a wave of earthy aromas that evoke distant misty hills and sun-dried foliage. These rapid voyages preserve the tea's vibrancy, yielding brews with a smooth, tannic bite and lingering sweetness reminiscent of ripe fruits warmed by tropical suns. The era's innovations transform tea from luxury to staple, its sensory allure drawing crowds to warehouses alive with the rustle of unpacking and the golden glow of sampled liquors. In parallel, mechanization sweeps through Indian and Ceylonese plantations by the 1870s, with steam-powered rollers and dryers humming in vast factories amid the humid air thick with the fresh, grassy perfume of processed leaves. Scottish inventor William Jackson patents the first tea rolling machine in 1872, streamlining production to create uniform curls that unfurl gracefully in hot water, releasing layers of brisk astringency and subtle floral notes. Envision rows of workers tending to whirring contraptions under corrugated roofs, the metallic tang blending with vegetal scents to paint scenes of industrial progress amid lush estates. Feel the efficiency in each batch, as machines yield teas with consistent mahogany hues and malty depths that warm the palate like a comforting embrace on rainy afternoons. This shift boosts global supply, making varieties like robust Assam or delicate Ceylon accessible, their tastes evoking the diverse terrains of colonial frontiers. Industrialization thus steeps tea in modernity, its aromas forever tied to the rhythmic pulse of progress and expansion. By the late 19th century, tea bags emerge accidentally in 1908 when New York merchant Thomas Sullivan sends samples in silk pouches, leading to convenient steeping that releases quick bursts of flavor without the mess of loose leaves. The innovation catches on during World War I, with soldiers in trenches savoring the portable warmth, the steam carrying hints of home amid the mud and cordite. Imagine housewives in bustling kitchens dipping these pouches into boiling kettles, the water turning amber as earthy essences diffuse effortlessly. Sense the simplicity transforming rituals, as tea bags offer infusions with balanced bitterness and underlying sweetness, reminiscent of traditional brews, but tailored for fast-paced lives. This period marks tea's democratization, from elite salons to everyday tables, its sensory palette expanding to embrace convenience without sacrificing the gentle allure of ancient leaves. The industrial age thus brews a new chapter, flavoring the world with accessible tranquility. In the vibrant mosaic of modern tea culture, diverse varieties flourish across the globe, from the misty highlands of Kenya, where robust black teas grow amid the earthy scent of red soil and acacia blooms, yielding brews with a bold, malty depth that invigorates the palate like a sunrise over the savannah. White tea, minimally processed from tender buds, offers a delicate silvery infusion with subtle floral notes reminiscent of fresh orchids kissed by morning dew. Imagine sipping in a sunlit cafe, the steam carrying hints of honeyed sweetness and gentle grassiness, evoking serene Chinese gardens where purity reigns supreme. Picture the artisanal harvest of pu'er in Yunnan's ancient forests, where fermented leaves age like fine wine, releasing a deep woody aroma that mingles with the damp forest floor after rain. These teas unfurl into earthy liquors with smooth, mushroom-like undertones and a lingering umami that coats the tongue in velvety comfort. The sensory journey transports one to shaded groves alive with bird calls, fostering a connection to tea's fermented heritage through tastes that evolve with time and patience. Herbal infusions, though not true teas, expand the palate with chamomile's golden blooms steeping into a soothing apple-like brew whose calming fragrance fills rooms like a gentle evening breeze. Rooibos from South Africa's red bush yields a nutty vanilla-scented elixir with a naturally sweet profile that warms without caffeine's jolt, evoking vast, sun-baked landscapes dotted with wild flowers. Envision cozy evenings by firelight, the infusion's ruby hue glowing as flavors of caramel and subtle spice dance softly on the senses. Feel the effervescence of bubble tea, a Taiwanese innovation from the 1980s, where chewy tapioca pearls bob in milky black tea, their texture contrasting the creamy smoothness with bursts of starchiness amid fruity or floral syrups. The straw's pull delivers a symphony, cool sweetness, earthy tea base, and the playful pop of bubbles, painting urban street scenes alive with neon lights and laughter. This modern twist blends tradition with whimsy, its aromas evoking tropical markets bustling with innovation. In contemporary wellness trends, matcha's vibrant green powder whisks into frothy lattes, its intense umami and grassy notes heightened by ceremonial preparation, reminiscent of Japanese Zen gardens shrouded in mist. Kombucha ferments tea with tangy probiotics, yielding effervescent sips with vinegary sharpness and subtle fruit infusions that tingle the tongue like sparkling cider. Imagine health enthusiasts in yoga studios inhaling the brew's lively scents that promise vitality amid the hush of mindful breathing. Sense the global fusion in chai lattes, where Indian spices simmer with black tea and frothed milk, releasing warm vapors of cinnamon, cardamom, and ginger that envelop like a spiced hug on chilly days. These evolutions celebrate tea's adaptability, from iced southern sweet teas glistening with condensation to Moroccan mint blends freshening the air with herbaceous coolness. Modern tea culture thus weaves a sensory tapestry. Throughout history, tea's reputed health benefits have captivated imaginations. From ancient Chinese healers who praised its ability to soothe the body with a warm, enveloping embrace amid the crisp scent of herbal steam rising from clay pots. Modern science explores antioxidants like catechins in green tea, which impart a subtle, grassy tang that dances on the tongue while potentially combating oxidative stress, evoking visions of vibrant leaves, shielding cells like a gentle mountain mist. Imagine sipping a fresh infusion in a sun-dappled kitchen, the golden liquid's mild astringency promising vitality as it flows through, blending myth with measurable wellness in each restorative drop. Picture laboratories alive with the hum of spectrometers analyzing tea's polyphenols, their findings revealing how black tea's theaflavins contribute a robust, malty depth that may support heart health reminiscent of aged oak barrels in misty cellars. Studies suggest oolong's partial oxidation yields a complex floral aroma and smooth palate that aids metabolism, fostering sensory memories of rolling hills where partial sun kisses the leaves to perfection. These scientific insights weave into tea's lore, where the steam's invigorating fragrance invites a moment of mindful health, painting portraits of balance between body and brew. Herbal teas like peppermint offer a cool menthol burst that clears the sinuses with each inhale, evoking fresh garden paths after rain, while chamomile's apple-like sweetness lulls the senses into relaxation amid soft, petal-strewn meadows. Research on rooibos highlights its caffeine-free profile and rich mineral content, delivering a nutty, vanilla-scented warmth that soothes without stimulation, like a sunset over red earth plains. These non-Camellia infusions expand tea's healthful spectrum, their flavors and scents creating an oasis of calm in daily routines. Feel the debate over tea's caffeine, a gentle stimulant that sharpens focus with a clean, alerting sip, contrasted by L-theanine's calming waves that temper the buzz into serene clarity, as if wandering through fog-lifted forests at dawn. Myths of detoxification persist, though evidence leans toward hydration and antioxidants, with each cup's translucent hue reflecting a simple path to well-being. This blend of fact and folklore enriches tea's appeal, its sensory layers inviting exploration of body's harmony with nature's elixir. In contemporary wellness, matcha's vibrant powder whisks into a frothy green elixir packed with chlorophyll, its intense umami evoking shaded groves where energy surges without crash, like a verdant wave crashing softly on the palate. Kombucha's fermented tang, bubbly with probiotics, offers gut health benefits amid effervescent sips that tingle with vinegary zest and subtle fruit notes, reminiscent of lively orchards in fermentation. These innovations highlight tea's evolving role in health, where aromas bridge ancient remedies with modern science. Since the global studies on tea's potential in preventing chronic ills, from the earthy depth of pu'er aiding digestion to white tea's delicate purity bolstering immunity, each variety painting a sensory canvas of preventive care. As research unfolds, tea remains a humble companion, its warm vapors carrying promises of longevity wrapped in the comfort of tradition. This chapter steeps health in tea's narrative, forever flavoring the cup with whispers of well-being and wonder. Tea's profound influence weaves through global rituals and social customs, from the elegant British afternoon tea where delicate scones crumble under fingers amid the clinking of fine china and the warm, malty aroma of Assam blends rising like a comforting fog. In Morocco, mint tea pours from ornate silver pots in cascading streams, releasing a fresh, herbaceous scent that mingles with the spicy tang of gunpowder green, evoking bustling souks alive with vibrant colors and echoing calls. Imagine guests in shaded ryads, savoring the sweet, invigorating sip that symbolizes hospitality, its steam curling with hints of peppermint and sugar dissolving on the tongue like desert sands, shifting in the wind. Picture Russian samovars humming on wooden tables, their polished brass reflecting flickering candlelight as Zavarka concentrates steep into a potent, smoky essence diluted with hot water for a robust, earthy brew. Added jams or lemon slices infuse fruity brightness, the flavors dancing with subtle bitterness reminiscent of vast Siberian forests cloaked in snow. These gatherings foster warmth in chilly izbas where the tea's golden hue glows like sunset, blending sensory comfort with tales shared in hushed tones. In Argentina and Uruguay, yerba mate circles form under eucalyptus shades, the gourd's leathery texture passed hand to hand with a metal bombilla sipping the bitter, herbal infusion that carries notes of toasted grass and faint smokiness. The ritual evokes Gacho plains, alive with the rustle of cattle and the earthy scent of sun-baked soil, each draw invigorating the senses like a shared breath of communal spirit. This South American tradition steeps social bonds in flavorful intensity, its warmth radiating through groups like sunlight piercing clouds. Feel the serenity of Turkish Shai in tulip-shaped glasses, the deep ruby liquor from Black Sea leaves offering a strong tannic bite, softened by sugar cubes melting slowly, evoking Istanbul's bustling bazaars filled with spice-laden air. Served on brass trays amid hookah smoke, the brew's aroma blends with cinnamon and clove whispers, painting scenes of lively conversations in historic cafes overlooking the Bosphorus. This custom embodies endurance and camaraderie, its tastes forever tied to the crossroads of cultures. In Thailand, Cheyenne's iced allure chills glasses beaded with condensation, the creamy orange blend of black tea, star anise, and condensed milk delivering a sweet, spiced coolness that tingles the palate amid humid street markets buzzing with fried treats. Vendors pour dramatically over ice, releasing vapors of vanilla and cardamom that mingle with tropical fruit scents, fostering refreshment in sweltering heat. This vibrant adaptation highlights tea's versatility, evoking colorful festivals where flavors fuse in joyful harmony. Sense the global tapestry of tea rituals, each sip a portal to diverse worlds, from the quiet poise of Japanese Chanoyu to the lively chatter of Indian chai stalls, where aromas and tastes bridge histories and hearts. These customs enrich life's moments, their sensory depths inviting reflection on shared humanity amid the gentle unfurling of leaves. Tea's social essence endures, forever steeping connections in layers of aromatic tradition. As tea's timeless journey culminates in the 21st century, innovative trends emerge amid sustainable plantations, where the earthy scent of compost mingles with the fresh, grassy aroma of hybrid bushes engineered for resilience against climate shifts. In regions like Kenya and India, vertical farming experiments yield leaves with enhanced flavors, their crisp texture unfurling in infusions that carry notes of intensified citrus and subtle spice, evoking futuristic greenhouses bathed in LED glows. Imagine sipping a brew from drought-resistant strains, the steam rising with hints of adaptive botanicals that promise continuity in a warming world. Picture artisanal tea sommeliers in urban tasting rooms, where pairings with chocolate or cheese highlight oolong's roasted chestnut depths and matcha's vibrant umami, the air alive with the clink of glasses and whispered appreciations. Cold brew techniques extract smoother profiles without bitterness, resulting in chilled elixirs that shimmer with amber clarity and refresh like mountain springs on a summer day. These evolutions blend tradition with modernity, fostering sensory explorations that captivate palates seeking novelty amid familiar comforts. Sustainable practices gain momentum, with fair trade certifications ensuring ethical harvests in misty Sri Lankan hills, where pickers' hands pluck buds that release a pure floral perfume symbolizing equitable labor. Organic methods reduce pesticides, yielding teas with cleaner, more vibrant tastes reminiscent of untouched wilderness, their golden liquors free from chemical aftertastes. Envision global initiatives planting shade trees enhancing biodiversity while the leaves absorb nuanced earthiness from enriched soils. Feel the intrigue of tea in space. In 2020, astronauts aboard the ISS steeped microgravity brews, observing how zero-gravity affects infusion, resulting in uniform flavor distribution without sediment, evoking starry vistas where earthly rituals transcend planets. Bioengineered varieties, like those infused with health-boosting compounds, offer sips with amplified antioxidants, their subtle tang promising enhanced wellness, like elixir from sci-fi labs. These facts highlight tea's forward gaze, adapting to cosmic frontiers. In cultural revivals, ancient fermentation techniques resurface in boutique pu'er caves, where aging bricks develop complex mushroom-like depths over years, the damp air thick with microbial magic that transforms bitterness into silky smoothness. Virtual reality tours transport enthusiasts to remote estates, allowing virtual plucks amid digital mists that simulate the cool touch of leaves and their fresh scent. This digital immersion deepens appreciation, painting interactive landscapes of tea's heritage. Sense the enduring legacy as tea circles back to its mountain origins, with ecotourism inviting visitors to Yunnan trails where wild trees tower, their broad leaves whispering ancient secrets in the wind, and harvests yield primal brews with untamed vegetal power. From primordial fogs to global innovations, tea remains a soothing thread, its aromas and flavors forever evoking relaxation's gentle embrace. This concludes our expansive history steeping the world in timeless tranquility.